This episode of Tip Tuesday with Mimi is brought to you by my new blog, GreekGirlInTheCity.com. I give advice on life, career, and relationships. Check it out. Hey everyone, welcome to I Am Elaine. It's your girl Mimi, and welcome to the first edition of Tip Tuesday. Hashtag Tip Tuesday with Mimi. I think that sounds good, right? We're going to be talking about your first credit card and my experience with credit cards, my first credit card and how I did it, how I got approved for a credit card and things like that. And by no means am I a financial advisor. I do a lot of research on money and economics and finances and all that stuff, but I'm by no means an expert. So this is just my experience, and hopefully it will help you and guide you, and do your own research as well. People look at credit cards like they're the most horrible thing in the world. Stay away from credit cards. I don't look at it that way. You know your situation best, and do your research and you'll be okay. People are always going to have their opinions on anything you do with money, so just keep that in mind. I guess you're wondering, where can I get approved for my first credit card? Let's look at the scenario. I have no credit whatsoever. How the hell is anyone going to give me a line of credit? Now you have to keep in mind, credit cards for some are easy to come by, but depending on where you go through and what kind of benefits they're giving you, it can be hard to get approved. My first credit card was with Macy's, a department store. And Macy's is so well known. You know, I didn't think I was going to get approved, but it was my first time getting it. I think I was 18 when I got my first credit card, and they give you like a little, well, for me they gave me a little balance. I don't know if times have changed, but they gave me a little balance. I think they started me off with $300 as my credit. I could go and I could spend $300 if I wanted to and just pay Macy's monthly. It sounds like a dream. But you have to keep in mind, with department stores, the interest rate, the APR rate is extremely high. Oh, I feel like Transformers is outside my window right now. It's extremely high. Like, I think with Macy's it could start at like 22%. That's like a lot. Like, think about it. You are taking your balance that you have with these department stores and you are timesing it by the interest rate, and they are making that money off of you. So one thing could be $5 and you times it by this much interest rate, and over a 5-year span, that $5 item could be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. That's how you have to look at it when you're dealing with credit cards. Sometimes you need credit to kind of get ahead in life. You know, if you're struggling financially, financial hardship, you just lost your job, or you want to get a house, or you want to finance a car, or whatever you want to do, you need some type of credit. So they're not 100% the devil if you look at it that way. And a lot of credit cards are getting better too. Credit card companies, you know, they're giving you incentives. You know, they're, you know, giving you money back, or they're, you know, I don't know, giving you free trips here and there, or free magazine subscriptions. There's a lot of benefits as well. You just have to be smart with what you're doing with the credit card. Here's 2 tips. 1, open a credit card at a department store that you normally don't really shop at. That's one option. That way you know you're getting a line of credit, but you're not gonna be tempted to spend there because you don't really shop there to begin with. 2, open a credit card at a department store that you do shop at, because you do get like coupons and percents off and things like that for credit card users. I'll tell you my little story with Macy's. So with Macy's, I used to work at Macy's, so I know like the insides, and they're always trying to get everyone to open up a credit card because it saves the department stores money. If you open up a Macy's credit card, the best thing to do is get the 20% off, because when you open up a Macy's card, it's usually 15% or 20% off your first purchase with your credit card now. And that's a great incentive, especially if you're spending like $100 on something, you save $20. Like, that's really cool. So you open up the credit card, and then you pay the credit card off and leave it as that. Building credit with a cell phone bill or your utilities bill, you know, that will help with your credit score as well. Because it's basically what credit is that these companies are lending you money and they need to know that you're trustworthy, and that's what your credit score tells them. If you are young and, or even if you're not young, if you've never had credit and you really just don't really want to have the temptation of credit, but you want to build your credit score, ask your parents or ask somebody that, you know, that will allow you to become an authorized user on their credit cards. The authorized user doesn't even have to give you a credit card. They can just have your name on the credit card, and then you build credit that way. So that's pretty cool. But once again, you only want to do the authorized user thing if the person that you're using their credit card stuff, if that person has good credit. You don't want to take any of their bad credit, so keep that in mind. Always pay on time. Always, always, always pay on time. Even if it's your minimum payment, always pay it on time. And now the great thing about these credit card companies is that you can pay online and you can do auto payment. So you don't even have to think about it every month. You just set it as a minimum payment. Auto payment goes out the same day every month, and you don't have to worry about it. Because if you do miss a payment, that obviously goes against you. And if you're getting some kind of special like 0% interest for 6 months or 12 months, that can go away if you miss a payment or if you're late on a payment. So just be careful. For me with credit cards, if I ever have to have one or if I have to use them, I always make sure that I open a credit card that gives me 0% APR. I don't like interest. I don't like interest at all. I always try to go for the APR 0% for like, 12 months, whatever. And then if you see yourself not being able to pay off that balance, then you can always transfer your balance, do a balance transfer and go to another card that has 0% APR. Things like that. That actually might be a different video. Debt ratio. Basically, it's your debt compared to how much credit you have out. And that's a total credit from all your credit cards compared to how much debt you have. So the debt ratio is pretty huge when it comes to like your credit score and stuff like that. So $20,000 in credit from all your credit cards combined, and then you have $15,000 in debt combined. That's not a good ratio. If you have maybe $9,000 in debt and then you have $20,000 in credit, that's an okay ratio right there. So anyways, just throwing that out there. I hope this at least helped you first timers. Credit's not the devil, but just be very careful with your interest rate and your ability to be able to pay. Do your research, be smart about it. Don't just fall for any like, here, have a credit card when the credit card APR is like 60%. Like, no, don't want to do that. If you have any requests, please leave them below. I will see you guys next week. Bye. If I could individually bag these and sell them at movie theaters, I totally would. Trader Joe's, you gotta get up on that.